What's up, guys? UFC 304 is just a couple of days away. I wanted to get on here, break down the main card, give you some predictions, and just talk about it a little. I've been on vacation and have been a little slow on YouTube, but we're back and we're better. We're going to Manchester, England, guys. The main card for those in the UK is starting at 3 in the morning, which is freaking bananas that Dana White is catering to us Americans. I love it, but I know that has to be extremely frustrating, and I'm very curious to see how the crowd's going to react because your fight being that early Sunday morning, I mean, everyone's either going to be blackout drunk or just not there. So let's see how that goes. But anyway, let's start off with the main card and leave your picks below and be sure to subscribe. We have Arnold Allen coming in as a negative 265 favorite against Giga Chikadze coming in as a plus 215 underdog. Now, I think Giga Chikadze is a very dangerous fighter. He's coming off of his win to Alex Caceres. And Arnold Allen is coming off of 2 losses, of course, to very good competition. But in my opinion, when you have these 2 guys in the octagon, something stands out to me. When I think Giga Chikadze, I think of this crazy unorthodox kicker. But when I think of Arnold Allen, I think of someone who's all around a great mixed martial artist who's a contender in the division. And with that being said, I just think that Arnold Allen is going to be very weary of Giga Chikadze striking, and he's going to move in, try to get control time, beat him with the clinch, and be more of a mixed martial artist than try to stand and bang with Giga Chikadze, because that's a really silly idea. I think Giga Chikadze at any point in time lands something that does a lot of damage to Arnold Allen, but I think after 2 losses, Arnold Allen comes in with a clear game plan and he wants to get back on the W column. So I think he's just going to out-wrestle Giga Chikadze. He's going to be clinching a lot. He wants to bring the fight to him and he wants to control this. At any point in time, like I said, Giga gets it done. But for me, I think the high IQ mixed martial artist wins this one. I think Arnold Allen takes it. And that's my prediction for the first fight of the main card. Next up, Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kape. So this to me is a really fun fight, and it's a pick'em. From what I'm seeing here in the live odds, it's negative 110. And I don't know why I said live odds, but the odds as of now, negative 110 for each guy. So it's a pick'em. I personally think I like Muhammad Mokaev more because with the same logic with Arnold Allen, I think he's the better all-around MMA fighter, right? And I'm all about the undefeated hype. I think he's the real deal. We've seen him tested. He's passed the test. Manel Kape in the flyweight division, just a very powerful force. I think he's going to be real comfortable in there, throwing some scary things. I think Muhammad is going to have to move away and kind of respect Kape for the majority of the fight. And I think he's going to have a similar game plan as Arnold Allen does. And it's going to be control the pace of the fight and do not strike with Kape. I don't think he wants that battle, right? Because at any point in time, Kape could take his lights out. But if Muhammad tries to get some clinch control, bring this fight to the ground, I think we see a completely different fight. And yes, I do think we're seeing a decision win from Muhammad. I think he's just going to grapple as much as he can, try not to get into some crazy exchanges. But I think it's a pretty even toss-up here. I think this fight is a lot closer than the start of the main card with Arnold Allen and Giga Chikadze. So be wary of that, but I have Mokaev winning in decision, and I'll take that to the bank. So final 3 fights. These are the fun ones in my opinion. We have Bobby Green coming in as a favorite, negative 135 against Paddy Pimblett, plus 114. Guys, Paddy Pimblett is my underdog pick, my big underdog pick, and I'm so confident in his ability here. I haven't been much of a Paddy Pimblett fan. Those of you who watch me know that I've had a lot of hate for him in the past, like the Jared Gordon win. I didn't think he won that fight, but we have to respect his progression as an athlete, right? I think when we get these stars that Dana White just wants to throw at you, it's almost like us as fans want to disprove him, especially when we don't see it. And I think that's what's happened with Paddy Pimblett. I think he's gotten a lot of hoopla. A lot of fans are behind him. His country's behind him. And then you as a fan, almost you become a hater. You're like, this guy's not all that. I don't think he should get all that attention. I don't think he should be Dana White's little star boy. That's how I felt at one point in time. But I cannot deny that this guy is a great mixed martial artist. He's young. He puts in the work, and he's only getting better. And that's my key here, because I think if you feed him Bobby Green 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, I think Paddy Pimblett gets laid out. But I don't think so here and now. Bobby Green is a freaking street fighter, in my opinion. He's dealt with some of the best, but he's lost a lot of fights. He's been in a lot of wars. I don't think Paddy Pimblett wants all of that. I think Paddy Pimblett has a sneaky way to win this fight. He's going to stay away from a dogfight. but he's still going to be tested. Bobby Green's going to make it a dogfight. Paddy Pimblett does not want any of that. I think Paddy Pimblett, his way to victory here is submitting Bobby Green. Paddy Pimblett gets a decision in my eyes because I think he's going to be the one initiating grappling. I think we're going to see submission attempts. I think we're going to see control time. And in the UK, Paddy Pimblett gets his hand raised any day of the week. Now, he needs to be careful because Bobby Green is a witty striker. Bobby Green has a lot of experience. He's a dirty fighter. He's a street fighter, and he has the tips and tricks to get it done in there against anybody. And someone as so fresh as Paddy Pimblett, I think this is a real test. I think this is a dogfight. I think this is tough. But ultimately, I think Paddy Pimblett's going to have the right game plan. He's the young up-and-comer. He's going to grapple with Bobby Green. Ultimately, I do see a sub. I might take the sub. I have to see what the odds are. They should be pretty good. But if not, I still go Paddy Pimblett money line. I think that he is the underdog pick of the night here. I don't see why Bobby Green would be ahead of him, only because of the competition he's faced. But I want to give the flowers to Paddy Pimblett. I think he's going to get it done. Next up, co-main event, Tom Aspinall, negative 285 favorite against Curtis Blaydes, plus 230 underdog. I'm going with the favor here, Tom Aspinall. I'm all about the Tom Aspinall train. You're in England. You're the interim heavyweight champion. It's kind of weird he's defending that, but whatever. Second time these gentlemen fight. If you didn't know, Tom Aspinall injured his knee the last time they went at it. The fight stopped fairly quickly. But Curtis Blaydes, we saw him knock out Halton Almeida when Halton Almeida was the grappler in their fight. But now when you face Tom Aspinall as Curtis Blaydes, I think you're the wrestler and you need to use your wrestling here. You need to find a way to tire out Tom Aspinall where his strength doesn't translate as well. And I think you get nitty gritty. You get to fighting and striking later on in the rounds. That's my opinion if you're Curtis Blaydes. We've seen Curtis Blaydes finish before, and I don't think at any point in time is it a good idea for Curtis Blaydes to just walk into this fight and making a striking match. We've seen what Tom Aspinall is able to do. We see how his power translates in his striking. Don't strike against him. So I really do think Tom Aspinall is just going to catch him. I don't think it's going to be a long fight. I think we only see a round of this fight. I don't see it going that far. But if Curtis Blaydes comes into grapple and is able to take down Tom Aspinall, which we haven't seen many people even attempt, but he does have good takedown defense. But if Curtis Blaydes is successful, I think we have a different type of fight because seeing Tom Aspinall go into later rounds is going to be weird. We haven't seen it before. So I think that's Curtis Blaydes' best chance. But I don't see this fight going to decision. You could bet the house on that one. And I don't see Curtis Blaydes outstriking Tom Aspinall. So, again, Curtis Blaydes, I think it's not even grapple. I think it's tire out Tom Aspinall. Get close, clinch him, take him to the ground when you can, suffocate Tom Aspinall, take away his power, and then we have a real fight. But do not walk into that fight trying to be the better mixed martial artist against Tom Aspinall, especially standing, because it's not going to go your way. So either way, I have Tom Aspinall winning by KO, TKO. That's my pick, and that's probably my most confident lock of the night. Last but not least, Leon Edwards versus Belal Muhammad 2. Leon Edwards, I've been sus of this guy since he became champion. Of course, that kick he set up Usman with was planned, but he was losing 24 minutes of that fight until that kick was thrown. But then he beats Kamaru Usman, proves he has great takedown defense, smooth, slick striking against him for the third fight. And then and then he beats Colby Covington in a fight where Colby Covington just looked rusty. He was coming off of that, everything that happened with Jorge Masvidal in the streets. And I just think he was scared to get into the fight with Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards just kind of won off points and just, being slick. With that being said, Belal Muhammad, I think he's a real scary contender. I think Belal Muhammad's hungry. I think he's beat real deal guys, and I think he's a fantastic mixed martial artist all around. Beat Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, Vicente Luque. He has some wins under his belt. With that being said, this is the second time these guys are going to fight. The first time, of course, ended no contest because of an eye poke. But for those of you who have not seen that fight, if you go watch that fight, Leon Edwards was winning that first round. He gave Belal Muhammad everything he had in the striking. It didn't finish him, but it was definitely a Leon Edwards fight. He was beating him. Now, from that time, it's been a few years since they fought. I would like to say that the fighter who's made the most improvement is Belal Muhammad here. Leon Edwards has made improvements. He's definitely a good champion. But I think Belal Muhammad has made better improvements, right? He's trained with the Dagestani guys. He's come out, all of a sudden he laid out Sean Brady. He's proven himself. Now, what we have is 2 point fighters coming into the octagon. So I suspect a somewhat boring first few rounds. That's my opinion. They're going to be feeling each other out. I think Leon Edwards is going to do the same thing he did against Colby Covington. Let the fight come to him, which is the smarter move as a champion, right? Why be risky, especially against a good contender? But Belal Muhammad, in my opinion, is going to be a little better than we expect. And when someone makes that mistake, that first mistake, I think in the 4th or 5th round, we're going to get a nitty-gritty situation where it becomes somewhat of a dogfight. They're a little more tired. Someone just slipped. It is what it is. Now we have a dogfight. When it comes to these two guys going at it up and close, where someone starts to make it a dogfight, I think Belal Muhammad is going to get the better of the exchanges. And you got it here. You got it here before the fight. And I hope I can make clips of this with them fighting above me. But I say confidently that this fight ends with a Belal Muhammad knockout TKO. I think we're going to see Leon Edwards get slept in this fight. Call me a casual, unfollow me, unsubscribe, do what you have to do. But Belal Muhammad is a scary fighter right now, and he's made tremendous improvement, and I just see a lot of hunger coming from this guy. And whenever we see that, we get ready for a big upset. That's my opinion. I think this might be a huge championship upset in Manchester, England, where Leon Edwards does not keep the belt. He gets slept by Belal Muhammad. And what a take to come from, looking at Belal Muhammad as a point fighter, looking at Leon Edwards as now a point fighter as a champion, just playing it safe. I don't think this fight is what everybody is making it out to be. I think we have point fighting and safe fighting from both guys for the first 3 rounds. But when we're getting tired, when we get to the nitty gritty, we're going to get a dogfight. And when the dogfight comes out, I think Belal Muhammad is going to get the best of Leon Edwards. And I think we see Leon Edwards face down on the canvas. That's my take. And again, you're not going to like that, but I'm taking the underdog, Belal Muhammad, plus 170 to become the new UFC welterweight champion. You heard it here, guys. Let me know what you think. Be sure to follow. I'm the MMA Casual.